Hello everybody. Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today, we will learn about the issue that has rocked Port Charles to its core, the tragic death of Natalia and the unraveling of Sidwell's criminal empire, which was ultimately brought to justice through Natalia's final, desperate act. This storyline takes viewers on an emotional roller coaster, filled with betrayal, sacrifice, and the ultimate cost of seeking redemption. From Natalia's heartbreaking decision to end her life to her final moments of truth with Sonny, this episode changes the course of many characters' futures and reveals secrets that had been hidden for far too long. It all began when Sonny Corinthos made the decision that would devastate Natalia, the woman he had once considered both an ally and a confidant. In the wake of Sidwell's dangerous influence, Natalia's involvement in his operations became a liability. Sonny, always focused on protecting his family and empire, made the choice to push her out of Port Charles. He didn't want to lose her, but the stakes were high. Sidwell's growing power, coupled with the threat he posed to Sonny's business and loved ones, made it impossible for Sonny to allow Natalia to remain in the city. Natalia, already fragile after a lifetime of hardship and betrayal, found herself crushed under the weight of this ultimatum. She had loved Sonny deeply, had worked with him, fought for him, and tried to stay loyal to him despite the many struggles that had marked their relationship. Being cast aside, especially by someone she considered family, sent her into a tailspin of despair. She felt utterly alone, abandoned by the very people who had once made her feel safe. In her heart, she believed there was no way forward. Unable to see a way out, Natalia resorted to drastic measures. In the darkest moment of her life, she turned to a bottle of poison, mixing it with alcohol to end her suffering. She drank it, hoping that this would be the end of her pain. The decision she made was final, an act of desperation that left her teetering on the edge of death. Meanwhile, Faith Fairfield, a close ally of the Corinthos family and someone who had always been a quiet support for Natalia, received a call from a concerned neighbor who had not heard from her for days. When he arrived at her apartment, he found the door ajar and Natalia lying unconscious on the floor, surrounded by the remnants of the deadly cocktail she had consumed. Panic set in as Chase realized the severity of the situation. Without wasting a moment, he called for an ambulance and rushed her to General Hospital, hoping it wasn't too late. At the hospital, the situation became increasingly dire. Doctors did everything they could to stabilize her, but Natalia's condition was grim. The poison had spread too far, and her body was beginning to shut down. The doctors informed Chase, and eventually Sonny, that they had done all they could, but Natalia was not expected to survive. Sonny, overwhelmed with guilt and confusion, arrived at the hospital, determined to see Natalia one last time. His mind raced with regret. Was this the result of his decision to force her out of Port Charles? Was there anything he could have done differently to save her from this tragic end? As Sonny entered Natalia's room, he was met with a quiet, almost peaceful silence. Natalia lay in the bed, her face pale, her breathing shallow. But as Sonny stepped closer, something miraculous happened. Her eyes fluttered open. It was a brief moment of consciousness, but it was enough for her to speak the words that would forever change the course of this tragic story. With a weak, labored breath, Natalia whispered, "Sonny, I'm sorry for everything, for lying, for deceiving you. But there's something you need to know. Sidwell is the one behind it all. He's been running everything's been using me, manipulating me, and now, he's going to hurt everyone you care about." Sonny stood frozen, the weight of her words hitting him hard. In that fleeting moment, everything clicked into place. Sidwell, the man who had caused so much destruction in their lives, was at the center of it all. Natalia had tried to warn him, tried to stop him, but her loyalty had been betrayed. She had been left to deal with Sidwell's machinations on her own, a pawn in a game much bigger than herself. Natalia continued, her voice trembling as she gave Sonny the details. "I've kept evidence, everything you need to take him down. It's all in a safe under my name at the Port Charles Trust. It's the key to exposing him." Tears filled Sonny's eyes as he leaned closer, feeling the rush of grief, guilt, and anger rise up inside him. He never wanted this to happen. He never wanted to push her to this breaking point. But now, it was too late. Her final words would be her legacy, her attempt to undo the damage done by Sidwell, and to give Sonny the chance to take him down. With her final breath, Natalia whispered one last apology. "I'm sorry, Sonny. I never wanted to hurt you." I was just trying to survive." And with that, Natalia passed away, slipping away from the world and leaving Sonny in a haze of regret and sorrow. Sonny's heart was shattered. He had lost someone he had never fully understood, someone who had been a part of his life for years. He had failed her when she needed him the most. Now, the only thing he could do was honor her memory by ensuring that Sidwell paid for his crimes. Sonny immediately called Dante and Chase to inform them of the evidence Natalia had left behind. With Sidwell's name at the forefront of their minds, they worked quickly to track down the location of the safe, securing the information that would help bring him to justice. Sonny knew that it would be a difficult fight, but with the truth now in his hands, there was no turning back. Sidwell had to be stopped. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that Sidwell's criminal operations were far-reaching. He had been using Natalia as a pawn, exploiting her vulnerabilities, and forcing her into complicity in his criminal empire. His wealth, influence, and manipulation had made him nearly untouchable. But now, with the evidence in Sonny's hands, Sidwell's empire began to unravel. In a tense confrontation, Sidwell was finally arrested, his secrets laid bare for all to see. The charges against him were overwhelming: trafficking, fraud, extortion, and even murder. The legal team worked tirelessly to ensure that he would not escape justice this time. Sonny, for his part, felt a bittersweet sense of justice. It was a small consolation for the life that had been lost, but it was something. Sidwell would face the consequences of his actions, and the people of Port Charles could finally breathe a sigh of relief. But Sonny's grief was far from over. The loss of Natalia weighed heavily on him. He had always tried to protect those closest to him, but this time, his actions had caused irreparable harm. As he looked back on their complicated history, he realized how much he had underestimated the depth of her pain. She had been a victim in Sidwell's game, just as much as anyone else. The impact of Natalia's death reverberated throughout Port Charles. People who had once been close to her, Alexis, Jason, and even Michael, were left to process the tragedy. While the evidence of Sidwell's crimes provided some sense of closure, the emotional toll on those who knew Natalia would take much longer to heal. As the weeks passed, Sonny found himself reflecting on his actions and the choices he had made. He would carry the weight of Natalia's death for the rest of his life, but he would also use it as a reminder to never underestimate the people he loved again. In his world, where trust is rare and betrayal often comes from the most unexpected places, he had learned that sometimes, the people who seem the most loyal are the ones who suffer the most. The legacy of Natalia's sacrifice would not be forgotten. The evidence she left behind helped to dismantle Sidwell's empire, but her final act would always serve as a poignant reminder of the human cost of the world Sonny navigated. She had tried to warn him, tried to expose the truth before it was too late, and in the end, her death had paved the way for justice to be served. As for Sonny, he vowed to live with the guilt and pain of Natalia's loss, but also to honor her memory by ensuring that the truth was never buried again. The road ahead would be long and difficult, but it was a road that would lead him to redemption and perhaps, one day, to forgiveness. Next, we will dive into the thrilling twists and dramatic turns awaiting us in the next 2 weeks of General Hospital. Buckle up, fans, as the streets of Port Charles are about to get even more chaotic with explosive events, secret schemes, and unexpected alliances. From life-threatening dangers to heart-wrenching betrayals, we've got a lot to unpack in this ABC soap opera. Let's explore the upcoming storylines, beginning with the week of June 30th, before delving into the extended forecast for the following week. Get ready for an in-depth look at the drama, with new layers of intrigue and fresh perspectives on your favorite characters. First, let's tackle the jaw-dropping incident set to rock Port Charles early in the week of June 30th. A devastating explosion will erupt at Charlie's, caused by a bomb hurled into the establishment with malicious intent. The once safe haven will become a scene of chaos and panic as flames and debris threaten the lives of everyone inside. Anna Devane, ever the fearless investigator, and Harrison Chase, with his unwavering dedication to justice, will sprint to the scene, desperate to rescue survivors and uncover the culprit behind this vicious attack. Amid the turmoil, Christina Corinthos Davis finds herself at the heart of the danger, caught in the crosshairs of this violent act. However, by midweek, a sigh of relief comes from Molly Lansing Davis, suggesting that Christina narrowly escapes the worst of the blast's impact. Could this have been a calculated strike not to end her life but to deliver a chilling warning to her father, Sonny Corinthos? The target might be closer to home than anyone suspects, hinting at deeper vendettas and hidden enemies lurking in the shadows of Port Charles. As the dust settles, speculation runs rampant about who orchestrated this. Could it be a rival family, a disgruntled associate, or someone with a personal grudge against the Corinthos clan? Meanwhile, the aftermath of the explosion sets off a chain reaction of intense confrontations and bold promises. Alexis Davis, known for her sharp tongue and fierce protectiveness over her family, will take matters into her own hands by facing off with the dangerous Jen Sidwell. Her courage shines as she demands answers, unafraid to step into the lion's den to protect her loved ones. At the same time, Sonny Corinthos, a man whose loyalty to his family burns brighter than ever, makes a solemn vow to exact revenge on Sidwell, whom he believes is tied to the attack on Charlie's. His determination is palpable, and fans can expect a darker, more ruthless side of Sonny to emerge as he hunts for justice, or perhaps vengeance in his own way. Will his quest for retribution lead him down a dangerous path, pulling him further into the underworld of Port Charles, or will it bring long-buried secrets to light about Sidwell's true motives? Elsewhere in Port Charles during this tumultuous week, tensions rise within the ranks of the WSB as Jack Brennan finds himself laying down strict boundaries with the newest agent, Jocelyn Jacks. This clash likely stems from a complex case revolving around the enigmatic Professor Henry Hank Dalton, whose shadowy past and questionable ethics have made him a target of suspicion. Jocelyn, eager to prove herself in this high-stakes environment, may push against Jack's rules, risking her standing in the organization. Could her impulsive nature lead to a breakthrough in the investigation, or will it jeopardize everything they've worked for? Fans are buzzing with theories about Dalton's true role in the unfolding drama. Some whisper he might be a master manipulator pulling strings behind the scenes, while others believe he holds the key to a larger conspiracy threatening Port Charles. In another corner of town, Tracy Quartermain is up to her old tricks, weaving a web of schemes that could spell trouble for Drew Kane. Tracy's cunning nature and knack for stirring the pot suggests she's plotting something big, possibly tied to family power dynamics or past grievances with Drew. Her sharp mind and ruthless ambition make her a formidable opponent, and viewers can anticipate a battle of wits as Drew struggles to outmaneuver her latest plan. Will Tracy's machinations expose vulnerabilities in Drew's carefully constructed life, or will he turn the tables on her with a surprise of his own? Their rivalry promises delicious drama as old wounds resurface and new conflicts ignite. On a lighter but equally intriguing note, romance and deception intertwine as Giovanni Joe Palmieri grows closer to Emma Scorpio Drake. Their blossoming connection offers a brief respite from the surrounding chaos, with shared laughs and tender moments hinting at a potential new couple in Port Charles. However, Emma's path takes a curious turn as she also finds herself drawn into Vaughn's orbit. Vaughn, with his charming facade and hidden agenda, seems poised to pull Emma into his activist group through a cleverly crafted scheme involving a beloved pet. Their bonding over this cause might start as platonic, but there's an undercurrent of manipulation at play. Could Vaughn's ulterior motives shatter Emma's trust once revealed, or will their shared passion for a cause create an unexpected alliance? Fans are on edge, wondering if Emma's heart will be torn between Gio's genuine affection and Vaughn's calculated charm. Shifting focus to Trina Robinson, heartbreak and betrayal loom on the horizon as she attempts to caution Kai Taylor about looming dangers. Despite her earnest warnings, Kai is forced to confess a devastating truth has broken her trust by leaking sensitive information to a powerful congressman. This admission could fracture their relationship beyond repair, leaving Trina to grapple with feelings of hurt and disillusionment. How will she navigate this betrayal, and will Kai's regret be enough to mend the damage? Their storyline promises emotional depth as Trina wrestles with whether to forgive or walk away from someone she once held dear. Over at the local pool, an unsettling encounter awaits Michael Corinthos, raising questions about safety and hidden intentions in Port Charles. This disturbing moment might involve a stranger with cryptic motives, or perhaps it ties into a larger plot threatening his family. Could Willow Tate be nearby, quietly observing and waiting for the perfect opportunity to reconnect with wily Corinthos in private? Her longing to be close to her son might push her to take risks, setting the stage for a poignant yet tense reunion. Fans are left wondering if this meeting will heal old wounds or create new conflicts within the already fractured Corinthos family. As we move into the week of July 7th, wedding bells or perhaps wedding woes take center stage for Willow and Drew. Their decision to accelerate their nuptials catches everyone off guard, with the congressman pulling strings to rush the ceremony before Willow has a chance to reconsider. The urgency behind their union reeks of desperation, and whispers circulate that secrets could unravel at the altar. Picture this: Nina Reeves, torn between protecting her daughter and revealing a scandalous truth about Drew, might drop a bombshell mid-ceremony. The fallout could irreparably damage her bond with Willow, but Nina may see it as a necessary sacrifice to save her daughter from a disastrous marriage. Will Nina's confession come at the cost of her relationship, or will it awaken Willow to a reality she's been blind to? Finally, the buzz surrounding Kelly Thiebaud's return to General Hospital in July has fans speculating wildly about what her comeback entails. Will she reprise her iconic role as Britt Westburn in the flesh, or is there a twist in store, such as a long-lost twin sister entering the scene? Some theorize Britt might appear only in haunting flashbacks, shedding light on unresolved mysteries from her past. Alternatively, could her return signal a resurrection of sorts, with Britt emerging from hiding to reclaim her place in Port Charles? The possibilities are endless, and her reappearance, whether in person or memoir, promises to stir up emotions and reignite old rivalries. Next, we will explore the tumultuous emotional landscape surrounding Michael Corinthos and his ex, Willow Tate, as their drama continues to captivate fans in Port Charles. The burning question on everyone's mind is whether Michael harbors any compassion for Willow amid her spiraling personal crisis, or if bitterness over their past has hardened his heart. With Willow's life unraveling due to her questionable decisions, we're diving deep into the complexities of their relationship, the internet's fiery reactions, and what the future might hold for this fractured family. Join us as we unpack every layer of this storyline, adding fresh details and intriguing new perspectives to the saga that has General Hospital viewers buzzing with anticipation. Let's start by delving into the core of the conflict that has left fans debating Michael's true feelings toward Willow. As longtime viewers of General Hospital know, Willow has found herself in a precarious situation after aligning herself with Drew Kane, a decision that has cost her dearly, most notably her relationship with her children. She's now grappling with the painful reality of losing custody, a consequence that has shattered her world. Yet, in a twist of denial or desperation, Willow clings to the belief that marrying Drew will somehow restore her family, painting everyone else as the antagonist while casting Drew as her savior. This distorted perception has left her isolated, and the emotional toll is evident in every tearful breakdown. But where does Michael stand in all this chaos? Does he look upon his ex with pity for her self-inflicted wounds, or has her betrayal taking their children without considering his rights as a father extinguished any lingering empathy? Fans are eager to peel back the layers of Michael's stoic exterior to uncover whether he feels a pang of sorrow for the mother of his children or if resentment reigns supreme after her cruel actions. Could there be a hidden part of Michael that still yearns to protect Willow from herself, or has their shared history been irreparably tainted by her recent choices? The online community has erupted with passionate opinions on this emotional quagmire, offering a spectrum of insights into Michael's possible mindset. Social media platforms are ablaze with comments from dedicated General Hospital enthusiasts who argue that anyone with a shred of humanity would feel a twinge of sadness watching someone, even a former partner, crumble under the weight of their mistakes. One viewer poignantly noted that regardless of Willow's role as the mother of Michael's children, witnessing such a public and personal collapse would evoke sympathy in even the coldest heart, especially given how much of her pain seems self-inflicted. However, others are quick to point out Willow's harshness, highlighting her decision to whisk the children away without so much as a second thought for Michael's access to them. This act of apparent spite has painted her as increasingly unlikable in the eyes of many, with some fans questioning if her cruelty has pushed Michael beyond the point of caring. A particularly heated thread on a popular fan forum speculated that Michael might be wrestling with a mix of frustration and sorrow, torn between the memory of the woman he once loved and the stranger who now seems intent on destroying their family dynamic. Could these polarizing views online mirror a similar conflict within Michael himself, as he navigates the wreckage of their shared past? Diving deeper into the fan discourse, another compelling perspective emerges about the role Drew plays in this messy equation. Many viewers believe that while Michael may indeed harbor some compassion for Willow's plight, the lingering presence of Drew in her life complicates his emotions. A fan on a dedicated General Hospital subreddit suggested that if the tables were turned, if Michael were the one blindly following a new partner while neglecting his parental responsibilities, should be vilified as an unfit father. This double standard has sparked heated debates, with some arguing that Willow's allegiance to Drew over her own children makes her appear delusional, further straining any potential goodwill from Michael. Others counter that Michael's quiet demeanor might hide a deeper well of empathy, especially given their shared history and his front row seat to her courtroom meltdown after the judge's ruling on custody. That raw, emotional display, coupled with Michael's past awareness of Willow's vulnerability as her history with a cult and tendency to idolize flawed heroes, could be stirring a protective instinct within him. Perhaps he sees her not just as an ex who wronged him, but as a wounded soul in need of guidance, even if her actions have driven a wedge between them. Is it possible that Michael is quietly rooting for Willow to wake up from this destructive path, or has Drew's influence created an impenetrable barrier to reconciliation? Adding a fresh layer to this drama, let's consider the unspoken dynamics that might be influencing Michael's stance. Beyond the public confrontations and legal battles, there could be private moments where Michael reflects on the life they once built together. Imagine late-night scenes at the Quartermain mansion where he gazes at old photos of happier times, wrestling with memories of Willow's laughter and the bond they shared as parents. These quiet, introspective moments, unseen by the audience but deeply felt, might be chipping away at his resolve to remain detached. Additionally, whispers in Port Charles suggest that Michael's family, particularly Carly Corinthos, could be subtly nudging him to show leniency. Carly, with her fierce maternal instincts and history of complicated relationships, might be urging Michael to consider Willow's mental state, hinting that her erratic behavior stems from trauma rather than malice. Could this familial pressure, combined with his own buried feelings, push Michael toward a gesture of kindness, such as offering Willow a chance to see the children under supervision? Or will his hurt pride hold him back from extending an olive branch? Looking ahead, the future for Willow and Drew remains shrouded in uncertainty, with their impending marriage looming like a storm cloud over Port Charles. Fans speculate that this union, rushed and seemingly born of desperation, could be the breaking point for Willow's already fragile state. Some imagine a dramatic wedding scene where hidden truths about Drew surface, perhaps a betrayal or secret agenda that shatters Willow's illusion of him as her knight in shining armor. If such a revelation occurs, Michael might find himself in the unexpected position of being Willow's confidant once more, stepping in to help her pick up the pieces for the sake of their children. Others predict a darker path, where Willow's refusal to let go of Drew drives an even deeper rift, potentially leading to a custody battle that tests Michael's patience and resolve. There's even a wild theory circulating among fans that a third party, perhaps a returning character with ties to Willow's past, could intervene, offering her the clarity she needs to see Drew's true colors. Will this speculated outsider be a savior or a new source of conflict, further entangling the lives of Michael and Willow? As the storyline unfolds, the emotional stakes continue to rise, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. Michael's internal struggle, balancing empathy with anger, nostalgia with resentment, mirrors the divided opinions of the General Hospital fanbase, making this arc one of the most compelling in recent memory. Whether he ultimately chooses to offer Willow a lifeline or stands firm in his decision to protect himself and their children from her chaos, one thing is certain: the journey will be fraught with heart-wrenching decisions and unexpected turns. Beyond the central conflict, there's also the lingering question of how the broader Port Charles community will react. Will figures like Sonny Corinthos or Nina Reeves weigh in, attempting to mediate or exacerbate the tension? Their involvement could add yet another dimension to an already explosive situation, as alliances shift and loyalties are tested in the wake of Willow's choices. In wrapping up, the saga of Michael and Willow is a testament to the enduring power of General Hospital to weave intricate, emotionally charged narratives that resonate with audiences. From the pain of lost love to the complexities of parenthood and the struggle for redemption, their story encapsulates the raw human experiences that keep us coming back for more. As we await the next chapters of this gripping tale, one thing is clear: fans must stay tuned to ABC each day to witness how this drama evolves. Will Michael find it in his heart to forgive, or will Willow's actions cement a permanent divide? What new obstacles or allies might emerge to shape their paths? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below, and join us again soon for more spoilers, updates, and deep dives into the ever-dramatic world of Port Charles. Until then, keep watching, keep speculating, and keep loving the roller coaster that is General Hospital.